Over to the Airedales, American Staffordshires, Australians, Borders, Cairns, Dandy Dinmonts, Skies, soft-coated Wheatons, Staffordshire Bulls, and Welshes. They are all Terriers, and this is the Terrier group.
Mr. Van Brunt, may we have the Terrier group into the ring, please. The Terriers originated in the Irish and British Isles, all of them that is, except the miniature Schnauzer. The rather low-built dogs bred to go to ground after game and vermin. They're dogs of great heart and high style. They range in size from the relatively large Airedale to the diminutive Norfolk and Norwich Terriers. But all Terriers are fierce at heart. They treat other dogs with absolute disdain, and if you see them lunge at each other in the ring and snarl, that's all part of the Terrier game. That is not considered bad manners. For all of their bold show, Terriers are gentle and loving companions, just almost to the breed. They are game players, and their energy and willingness to join the game, any game, are boundless. The Terrier group this evening will be judged by Mr. Walter F. Goodman of Miami, Florida. The steward is Mr. Peter R. Van Brunt.
Here's a look at the Skye Terrier right off the bat, Al. Walter Goodman went best in show here with the Skye Terrier in 1968.
David, am I wrong, or did Roger basically say that if one of the dogs ran across the ring and attacked the other one and bit it in the head, that it would be okay, and in the spirit of the breed?
Well, not exactly. They're usually supposed to go after things like foxes and weasels and rats.
Oh, okay. Right. So there are none of those in here, so we're okay.
They will put them nose, the judges will put them nose to nose sometime to see how they act towards each other. They're supposed to be aggressive and brave and tough little dogs because they've had a tough job.
Now, most of these dogs travel in the crates that you see backstage, and we'll have an opportunity to see them. These are the type of dog that become very territorial about their crate. Sort of when you go near it, they make little sounds and let you know that this is my little space. They like their little piece of ground.
You always know where the Terriers are. They do make their noises. Now here's Walter. He's asking this group on the far side there to relax and go behind the markers, and he'll come over and work with the first half of the group. He's saying, please take them around one time.
Walter's jacket, by the way, a very unique little pattern on it. Little dogs on that tuxedo jacket, and I don't exactly know where you buy
them along now. Let's hear
a canine tuxedo jacket.
If anyone would have one, Walter would. As I said, he's one of only 3 people to go best in show here at Westminster who was the breeder and the owner and the handler of the dog. And if I can give you a plug here for my breed, the other 2 were Afghan hounds, Sonny Shea back in 1957 and Chris Terrell back in 1982.
Terrier drawn from the Latin word terra, which of course terra firma means earth. These are dogs that are close to and like to be near the ground. I think spirit is a word that you can use with this group on more than one occasion.
Great one-word description.
The Airedale is the prince of Terriers, the largest of them all. This breed's forelegs are powerful, for they are diggers after quarry. Their long foreface is characteristic, as is their wiry coat, which is kept that way by constant stripping. The Airedale is not an old breed, tracing back to the Valley of Ayr in England somewhat over a century ago. This is one of the first true police dogs, and may have been created for that purpose originally. The Airedale served in the K-9 service in World War I with particular distinction. Although they can be rough on other dogs, as can all Terrier breeds, they have lovely dispositions and generally get along with any animals with which they are raised. This is Airedale number 1291.
As Terriers go, Airedales are large. They are the biggest in the group, a group that measures 24 different breeds and varieties, 297 entered overall. There were 16 Airedale Terriers, and you're looking at, appropriately in terms of talking about size, Tank.
Tank. Champion Harrington's Kantankres Kynas. #1 Airedale the last 2 years. This is a dog, John Wayne had an Airedale named Duke.
Where did you get that name?
I don't know. I've heard a lot of dogs named Duke. I guess he just fell into it.
The American Staffordshire Terrier is a Terrier Bulldog cross. In his early days as a breed, he was known as the half and half. This breed began showing up in this country after the Civil War and were known as...
This is the chance now that the handlers... Oh, now he's going over to the other side. Here they go, led off by the Kerry Blue, who's probably one of the early favorites in this group, handled by Bill McFadden. Now the crowd starts.
Bob. The Airedale, the first dog and the largest of the Terriers, is out. It was one of the finalists. The white Bull Terrier, but not the colored Bull Terrier.
The Dandy Dinmont.
The Wire Fox Terrier is out there.
Kerry. The Lakeland. The Sealy. And the Welsh Terrier. How many's he got out there? 8. It's pretty standard now. He'll continue to work with these dogs, just like we saw Mrs. Forsyth do in the working group. Take one last look here. It's asking everybody to go back and take them around.
You know, what's interesting is that at this point, the dogs who haven't been selected are busy looking up at their handlers as if to say, do we go out? Do we go out? They really have a sort of longing look on them.
Well, they all wonder why they're not out there, I'm sure. Here goes the Airedale. We have the white Bull Terrier.
But the dog was fighting during the competition. You've got to sort of lean toward a dog with that kind of spunk.
He's worn out. He eliminated the competition, though. You see, the one he was fighting with didn't get in there. Goes the Dandy Dinmont. The crowd is really getting into this now. This is a popular group here.
A lot of moose involved there.
Wire Fox Terrier. A Wire Fox Terrier bitch won this group last year, you'll recall. Michael Kemp handling. Kerry Blue is liable to bring the house down.
Yes. Very popular.
Very popular dog. Owned by Brian Percy, Seattle, Washington. Here goes the Lakeland. And the Sealy. So we see the Lakeland coming back. Here goes the Sealy. Here goes the Welsh Terrier. Now you judge every day like it's a new day. It's a new dog show. But Walter has given this Kerry Blue a best in show before, so we know that he likes the dog. We just don't know what the competition may have been that day, who else may have been there, how the dog showed that day, or how Walter perceives the dog is showing today. Frank Sabella said last year, you judge every day as if it's the first time you've seen these dogs. He's putting the Terrier out in front.
And this could be it. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4 here.
Popular choice. Here's the Wire Fox. The talk in the back, Al, down in the grooming area, was that it was going to come down to the Kerry and the Wire.
Well, for the dog owners, this is a moment of pride, as if they were the children out there.
That's right. Here they go. I think this is the way it's going to end up. Walter was very businesslike, got it done. We're going to hope to get a word with Walter here at the end of this group.
Now you've got to help me here. These Terriers all look the same. Who's first, second, third, and fourth?
The Kerry, the Wire. It was the Sealy. I couldn't tell. Now everybody's going over to congratulate the winner. Gets a few hugs. A very competitive group. These people compete very hard. But you see when it's over, they're hugging and shaking hands. Bill McFadden, very popular. Kind of trying to see here who got third and fourth.
Well, there's your winner at any rate, the Kerry Blue Terrier. Champion Carrageen Hotspur from Campbell, California. One of the 10 Kerry Blues that came here to New York to compete. The best of the 10 as judged throughout the day here at the Garden. And now the best of the Terrier group. And as a result of the selection, we'll move on to tomorrow night's Best in Show.
The Lakeland was third, Al, and the Welsh was fourth. Now, my friends in Seattle won't let me get away with you saying the dog's from Campbell, California. That's where the handler is from. So that's the address that we see listed in the catalog. But it's owned by Brian Percy and Judy Hartwell. Brian Percy from Seattle, Washington. Judy Hartwell from Napa, California.
All right, we'll get back to Madison Square Garden in just
a second. The Belgian Sheepdog third and the Shepherd fourth.
And they're off. The cream of the canine crop at the 1991 Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show here in New York. We're going to be talking with a couple of the dogs, well, not the dogs, we're going to be talking with their owners in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to CBS This Morning, everybody. I'm Paula Zann.
Woof, woof. I'm Mark McEwen. Also in this half hour, part 2 of my profile of singer Gloria Estefan in the past.
$2,500 animals representing 142 breeds and varieties are competing. And joining us now are handler Taffe McFadden and her poodle Rosie, and handler Alex Wheeler and his Airedale Terrier Tank. Good morning to the two of you.
Good morning.
The four of you.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you. You won an award yesterday.
Yes, Mr. Tank did very well yesterday.
Give us an idea of how Tank won and what the judges really are looking for.
Basically, the judges are going over conformation, bone structure, movement, you know.
And when you walk around like this, what are they really, they're looking at those things?
Yeah, they're looking at the movement right now and his showmanship and see how he does and all that.
How nerve-wracking is it to be out there?
Very nerve-wracking yesterday. It was my first time in the group in the garden.
And you spend hours and months to prepare.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Yeah. It was a thrill, I'll say that.
Now, this is not new for you either. You've competed for years with Rosie. Competing in a different category. Give us an idea of what sort of paces Rosie was put through.
Well, she was in the breed against about 15 other specials, miniature poodles. She didn't win, but a good one did, so...
And what are they looking for with that particular breed?
A lot of conditioning. It's sort of a hair contest. You want to see lots of hair, lots of showmanship. Same as in the breed of Airedales. It's a lot of structure, and what's basically under all the hair is what really counts.
Well, Rosie, let me feel
yeah.
Here. So what does it take to get her this way? How much work is this?
A lot of work. I work on her. She's bathed about once a week and put into conditioning oils, and I wrap her coat back up so that she can't get any mats. And it's a lot of work. It's like being married to a dog.
Do you have to keep her inside all the time then?
We have a kennel, and she goes outside a lot because in California we try and get them to tan their skin, so there's a good definition.
Because
it's a pretty definition between the dark skin and the white coat. It's really pretty striking.
And the purpose of the rubber bands on the ears?
When she drinks water, her ears are about this long, and when she drinks water, it keeps them out of the water.
So you don't have to comb her
Redry
hair
them.
again. and are they really looking at the coat like they would be with this?
Yeah, they're supposed to be a hard-coated terrier. It's not supposed to be soft, you know, so...
For people who might not be as serious as dogs as the two of you are, how did you get started? Were you always this passionate about competing?
Yeah, you know, you can go for it.
I was born into it. My sister judges dogs now, and I started showing dogs when I was 6 years old.
And you started off early as well?
Yeah, I started when I was like 10 years old. A neighbor of mine got me into it.
What motivates you? Is there money in it? Is there enough money to pay your bills as you travel around the country?
Yeah.
It's our full-time job. That's what he does for a living, and that's what I do for a living.
And then how about breeding after that? Is that something that
my
motivates
husband
you as
breeds
well?
dogs, yeah.
I breed occasionally, not very often, but, you know, I mostly show them and get them pretty for the ring.
Have the shows changed much over the years? The level of competition, the level of seriousness?
I think so. I think in anything, you get better, the trims get better, and it becomes... Everybody's getting involved in it now. There's a lot of big stars like Bill Cosby, and there's a lot of stars involved in the business. So.
And now that you've won one award, as you have yesterday, what's next?
Oh, that was his last show. He's retired after yesterday. He's won several, you know, best in shows, groups, national specialties. So that was his last show.
Why do you retire him at this point? Looks pretty good to me.
Basically, you know, you can show a dog for as ever long as you want, but, you know, they get tired of it after a while. So you just kind of call it quits after so many years.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet all four of you. Thanks for dropping in.
It's fun, thank you.
Happy traveling.
Thank you.
Don't let her drink on the plane.
Yeah.
16 minutes before the hour mark.
Thank you, Paula. One of my goals to retire when I was 7. Connects, a consumer's guide to fast food. Some may be better for you than others.
We are back live at Madison Square Garden in New York for the 115th consecutive and annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. It is time to turn the center stage over to the Airedales, American Staffordshires, Australians, Porters, Cairns, Dandy Dinmonts, Skies, soft-coated Wheatons, Staffordshire Bulls, and Welshes. They are all Terriers, and this is the Terrier Group.
Mr. Van Brunt, may we have the Terrier Group into the ring, please. The Terriers originated in the Irish and British Isles, all of them that is, except the miniature Schnauzer. The rather low-built dogs bred low to ground after game and vermin. They're dogs of great heart and high style. They range in size from the relatively large Airedale to the diminutive Norfolk and Norwich Terriers. But all Terriers are fierce at heart. They treat other dogs with absolute